Today we take on and win the ultimate writer's challenge, how to express the inexpressible. You see, the greater our experience, the more we want to share it, but the harder it becomes to do it justice. This is the joy and dread of writing, or as the Italians say, croce delizia. But don't worry, I have you covered. I have free ideas in this video, and once you're done here, you can go back to the first half of this sequel by clicking the link in the description. Let's get to it. Method 1. Create contrast. If you're standing on a hill, the mountain looks tall but not massive. Place yourself in the valley. You can create contrast in multiple ways beyond pure description. You can do it through pacing, the emotional roller coaster, and placing two opposite themes in the same story. If you're looking for inspiration, I recommend checking out chiaroscuro, the legendary contrast of light and dark that characterized medieval painting. I've given an example in the description. So that is method 1, create contrast. Now it's time for method 2, and my personal favorite, what you can touch but cannot grasp, i.e. where you can experience some of it, but the rest remains a mystery. Now you may be saying, isn't this the problem that we're trying to solve? Giving people only a partial insight when we want to express the whole thing? Bear with me, let me give you an example. I think Descartes got this bang on. He was talking about the experience of God, and his description was this: we can touch the mountain, but we cannot put our arms around it. That is exquisitely concrete and abstract at the same time, just the way I like it. And it conveys this blend of part and whole perfectly. So paradoxically, we can use the problem as the solution. Directly, you are conveying the part in exquisite style. Indirectly, you are indicating the grandeur of the whole. This also applies to John Vervaeke's ideas on the foundation of awe. And as we're in the mountains, let's stay there for a little longer. He says you have a couple of choices when staring at a great mountain. The first is to look at the details, maybe a certain section of the mountain face or how the clouds and the light move across. But if you look at the details, you cannot look at the same time at the mountain in its entirety. Your other option is to step back and view the mountain as a whole, but then you lose some of the sharpness of the individual details of all its components. You can only see one part at a time, but the rest is always calling you on to infinity. I want to go back to Shakespeare to close out this point. And again, we're in Verona with Romeo and Juliet. This is actually one of Bobby Kennedy's favorite quotes, and he used it to describe his brother JFK. When he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine. The stars are something we can see every night, well, depending on where you live in central London. But we cannot go there, at least for now. And this is why the moon landings were so awe-inspiring. Here is an image from the endless sky. The line is on a cosmic scale, but it's also incredibly intimate. A human face becomes the face of the night sky. And you have the idea of scattering little stars, like you could hold them in your hand. Here you have things that you can touch together with what you cannot grasp. Quick pause here to say that if you're interested in supercharging your life through writing fiction, I release a new video every week. You can subscribe below, and you can also leave me a comment on the topics that you find interesting. Back to the video. The final method is like a palate cleanser after all that rich food. It's incredibly simple. It is repeat the message. This is probably why I remembered those Shakespeare quotes for this video. He uses star-spangled imagery all the way through Romeo and Juliet. You get noticed through the quality of the idea. You get remembered by repeating it. These are the gymnastic skills to express the inexpressible. Have fun. Enjoy exploring this terrain and let people in to the finest, the saddest, the happiest things you've ever seen. That is writing's purpose, after all. If you want support or entertainment in fulfilling that purpose, you can subscribe below. I'll see you next week.